Hi, everyone. It's Diane Evans with stampinwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. So if you're joining me tonight, welcome. Thank you for coming back. And if this is one of your first times, I really do appreciate the fact that you have found me, but also make sure that you hit that subscribe button that's just down below here. That's on YouTube. Make sure you hit that bell and you'll get notified immediately. Also, if you're joining me through Facebook, make sure that you've given StreamYard permission to show your name. This will be a broadcast, and it is a live broadcast. So if you're watching it on a replay, I may be talking back and forth with different people, but that's all part of the live. So being part of coming and joining me live, I get to answer your questions as we go along. So hello, you guys. That's wonderful. I really enjoy my Thursday nights. My Thursdays are my Now What series. So I go into the studio and I may pick something that you go, oh, how does that work? Or I kind of wondered how that worked and everything else. So I'm hoping that does solve some questions that you may have. In any event, let's just jump on down to my desktop here. So I'm using something from the online exclusive. It's the Elegant Border Dies. These dies, honestly, I want to show you some of the tips and tricks with using this, because when I first started playing with it, I went, ooh, I don't know if I can figure that part out. And really figuring it out is really quite easy, but just knowing a couple of different things with it. They do come in four. They are, the length of these, I think, are about 6 inches. Let's just double check. Like this one goes down to almost 6 inches. And we all know when there's a kind of like a die like this where it's open, you're going to want to position where you want to put that, the border. Now, on these dies, there's one edge that cuts completely across, and you can feel that one edge. But the way to basically look at it is just come in here, and when you've got a solid line that's a cutting line, you know it's going to cut the full thing. Oh, perfect. Thanks, Pam. So on this particular one, it happens to be this side. So if you're wanting to have this come down, actually, you know what? I'm going to show you it because I went and I cut them all out. So if you want this one so that it comes like this, and then you also have, and I had another one. So if you wanted it to come like this, where you've got it on your card where it's open like this, you are going to want to make sure that you have this cut edge, and this cut edge is there, and the cut edge is there. Does that make sense? I hope that really helps you out. These are the gorgeous dies. Then this one here, like I say, it's along that side there. And this is the look that we get with this. This one, I really like this one. Sorry, I just want to get that piece out. I'll just come in with my take your pick tool and we'll get that out of there. But they come out quite easily. If you find that they're not coming out very well, put a piece of wax paper in between the two and it'll work better for you. Then there's this one, and that's this particular one right here. Now I kept going, oh, I kind of thought that it was going to cut along this edge. So just think of it this way. This is the solid line there. And I went against this side here. Is that not just gorgeous? And then probably one of the toughest ones, not the toughest to do, but the toughest to use. And I'll be using these quite a bit, is this one. So this could be, you could have, like, you know how you have some of your stamps that go on a curve. This would be very pretty on a card as well. This would also be very pretty. I think this is something that you could do and work it into scrapbooking if you wanted to as well. All right, so they come with 4. And I know in Canada they're $44. But the online exclusives, the best way to find out about the online exclusives is to either hit this QR code, or you can go on to an online store. The other beauty of it is when it's non-line exclusive, it just means that it's not in a publication. And if it says not available at this time, that means that they're coming back and they're going to refill it. So that's a good thing to know about this online exclusives. There's no end date to them. And so far, there's nothing been where it's not orderable. Now, the other day, I used this paper, and it's the Awash and Beauty paper. And honestly, it's so pretty, and I don't know why I haven't used it more. I've actually used it quite a few times in this last couple of weeks. I used it with the Rhino one. I used it with my Technique. And today what I want to do is I'm going to do it with these elegant borders. So I turned around and I thought these were really pretty. And remember the other day during the Technique, what I said was, oh, this would work really well with the Technique. So I decided I'm going to fussy cut. So I fussy cut that part out. And we're going to make our card with that particular part. Plus, it also comes with the dies that are there. And this, I should mark up these dies. So I cut out extra pieces in this particular sprig and this particular sprig. And I'm going to use that on this card. Easy card, but it really is kind of fun to use. Now, one tip I will give you, other than the cutting, is I would go the 6 inches to cut, or let me show you this. So I've got this part already cut. I've got a piece of the thick basic white, and it's 5.5 by 8.5, and I've scored it at 4.25. And we'll just go and get a good bone fold on those. And then I went and I took another piece of, this is Balmy Blue, and I cut this exactly the same size as what the front of my card would be. Now, a couple ways that you can do this is I can line this up like this, and then it'll work great and give that border there. But if you wanted to, you could take these border dies. I put them away already. So let's just take that same border die, and I could come onto this particular card and cut this like this, and then have the inside piece where it's cut away. But I thought this was the easiest way to show you this particular one right off the bat. So it goes like that. And then this is just going to open up as a regular card. So when I fussy cut this one out, see how pretty that'll look just on that card alone. Actually, I used this stamp set for another technique that I did. I can't remember which one it was I did. In any event, we're going to put that on there, but I don't want to put this on here right at this moment. I want to go ahead and I want to take the ribbon, and we're going to use Hello. I'm going to take this ribbon, which is the variegated Balmy Blue and white ribbon, and it does have a color on there. And I'm going to attach it to the back of this card. So again, always when I want to do the ribbon, I always want to make sure that I use tear and tape. So I'm just going to go and we're just going to put this down here. And all I'm doing with this gift card is just making sure that I get a straight edge. You don't have to because it tears so easily. Let's just come in with the take your pick tool. So I just want to put that there. I'm going to have this come out the back of this, and I'm going to just, I'm not going to tie a bow. I think I'm just going to go ahead and do a faux bow on there. Just line that up like that. Let's come in with my ribbon scissors. Now, if you've got any questions, this is the time to ask. Mind you, I do go back in on my YouTube comments. Let's just go ahead and put that on there. And another one So I have this, and like I say, I'm going to go ahead and put it onto this part here. Is that straight? Yeah. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to use my glue. Now, I don't think it's necessary on when you're you have the labels to actually glue those down. I guess you could. You know, I could go, but I don't know if it's really going to be necessary. I think it could be, well, we'll see in just a second here, won't we? All right, so this is the same size. It was 5.5 by 4.25. I want to make sure that it lines up right to the edges on all of those. Just like so. Hello, Marie. Whew, I'm warm. It was another nice day here. All right. So then, like I say, this could go on here. Now, how simple of a card is that? Well, we can't leave it just that simple. So like I say, I went and I cut a bunch of different sprigs, and I did them in the balmy blue and the white. So I thought it would be good to layer that down below or underneath. So I'm just actually going to, I'll keep putting that other part on just to make sure I've got it in the right position. This is going to go this way, and I'm not going to glue it onto the ribbon. I'm going to glue underneath the ribbon so that I've got that movement in the ribbon so I can tie that bow. Whoops. Now we're probably going to have to do some trimming like that because we don't want that showing down there. Hello. Right. And then this piece can just go right on top, and that way it's going to show up onto the white. So I'll just put a tiny bit of glue on there as well. Now, if glue isn't your choice, you could use your glue, you know, the liquid glue. You could use your glue dots. You could also use the seal. I just find that it really sticks down with the glue, but it does give you that bit of wiggle room. All right, so it's not showing very much there. All right, then I've got another piece here. You know what? I think I might be able to come up this way. So let's see how that's going to look. I've got lots cut, so yeah, that'll fit in there. And you definitely need to have this white on there for the leaves and that. And I think even a blue would be fine. Coming right about, well, we've got 3 pieces on there, so I think I'm going to leave it to 3. And then I'll come in with my dimensionals. Now, one thing I would suggest, if you're using designer series paper and you're cutting something like this out, and this was an afterthought after I'd done it, I would have been smart to glue this onto some basic white so it had a bit more body and then fussy cut it out. I wouldn't fussy cut it now, glue it on and then do it afterwards. That's just, all right, let's put one more on there. Like I say, this one's a really simple card. I can't wait to do it where I've got a split window and put words in between. I think you could make some beautiful boxes and stuff. Oh, that's an idea. Okay, so this is the right way. Let's go ahead and put that right about there. And you know, I can at this point go in and put this part on the inside. I think I'll do that right now. That's our decoration for the inside of the card. So just like that. And then I can trim it off. As soon as it's dry, we'll just turn it over and cut that part off. Actually, it's not too bad there. Just have to cut that piece off there. Okay. Now, back to the card. Now, I wanted to put something on here. I didn't know what kind of a card. I had some balmy blue here, so I thought, well, we can go and put it here. Well, we'll decide where we want to put it. So I thought I really like this artistically inked stamp set. So, and I like the happy birthday from it. So let's go ahead and do that. And because it's on there and it doesn't have any dark navy, I am going to emboss it. Of course I am, right? And I will use my stamp pad, and let's use some Versamark on there. And let's just put that up there. Now, I didn't get all the ink off, so that's why this is kind of showing like that. So it kind of, it works okay. And I'm just going to come in with my white embossing powder, and let's just get that. And then we can just heat set this. I'm not going to take the time to do that because I've already done that for us. Did it a couple of times just because I didn't like the way the first one was. So just trim that off. And trim right there as well. All right, so then this can come over across here, or however I decide to do it. So I'm going to come in with that ribbon. Like I said, I want to do a faux bow. Do I want it on the right side or the left side? I tend to put an awful lot of things on the right side. And my thought process with that is that your eyes go from the left to the right. So that's why I usually, when I put things on the inside, I put them on the bottom right inside. A lot of people want your eyes to start in a certain spot, so they would do it on the left side. I think it's just a preference. There's no right or wrong way of doing that. Let's just put that up like that. Whoops. Ooh. Okay, let's cut that again. Gee, I'm having issues with that, and I shouldn't. These are nice sharp ribbon scissors. All right, so we have that. Now, of course, we have to embellish it. So I'm going to come in with these to embellish, but I want to put this happy birthday. So I'm thinking, do we want to put it up there? Oh, pinks and blues are your favorite color? Yes. This balmy blue is such a pretty blue that it's so pretty. And of course, all that speculation, like what is going to retire? Not too long now, less than a week away. So I'm just taking the trimming off of my end of my dimensionals because we've got to use every bit of that up, right? Now I could have this coming here. You know what? I think I will. I'm going to have it going a little bit to the left or to the right there. And then what I can do is put the embellishments over on that side. And I don't think it's overdoing it. I really think that we're okay with that. These are the essential enamel dots. And, you know, they really are, I like how white they are. Does that make sense? It's like a really nice white. Whoops. Oh, where did it go? Oh, it's still, no. There we go. And where do we want to put it? There's quite a bit going on there. that's not a bad spot for it. So I think I'll leave that there. All right. So again, like I say, what we did was the Beauty of Wash. We used that, or Wash and Beauty. Is that the name of the designer series paper? We know that this designer series paper, a Wash and Beauty, we know that this designer series paper is retiring. Remember, on the 29th, you'll be getting a list of all the retired goodies. They're going to also show as a discount on there, but the discount doesn't come into effect until April the 4th, I believe. So, but honestly, I think things are going to go a lot faster. So there we go there. And then we just have something on the inside there. But that's what's happening there. Just a couple of other things. If you do live in the Kamloops area or around that area, don't forget about my retreat that's on September the 15th, 16th, and 17th. That's where you'll come and work on your stuff. It'll be a true Stampin' Up retreat where there's pillow gifts. You'll get a really neat swag bag, lots of good food, and lots of fun. I'll be doing 3 make and takes. And then I'll also have some different classes, add-on classes that are going to be there as well. I have Your Creativity Awaits is using iridescent hello or iridescent blooms, and my in-person class is using Petal Park. So lots of really good things coming up in the next month or so. And also we're going to do another BOGO. We got invited to another type of group, so they'd asked us if we would do another BOGO, so that's what we're doing. But I've got something that's good all across Canada, and I'm really excited about something that I'm going to offer, and I think it'll come out on Monday. It's a good deal. It's a really good deal, and it'll go until I'm sold out of a certain thing. So, like I say, it's a really good deal. All right, so there's the card again. I'll just come over here. There we go. So hopefully you enjoyed that. If there's anything that you want me to show from the stamp set, from your studio, just reach out to me. I don't usually see them in these types of comments. Just personal message me or tag me in a comment, and I'll usually see it. If there's a technique that you'd like to do, by all means, I would love to do that. So if you enjoyed this, make sure you give me the thumbs up. Make sure that you share my video. That's one of the best forms of a compliment that you can give me. And also, if you live in Canada and do not have a demonstrator, I'd love to work with you. So have a great evening. We will see you on Saturday at 10 o'clock Pacific time with another sketch. And yeah, remember to create because it's great for the soul. Bye for now.